Exciting update is I just hit 20,000 words. My phrase of the week was to making a tiny bit of progress every day. Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things books and writing. It's Thursday, March 23rd. It's the afternoon and I am just starting my first writing sprint of the day. I'm actually almost done with it. I'm literally at 9 minutes and 51 seconds left of my writing sprint, and I started doing something a bit different and thought I should vlog about it. For reference, I am at 20 chapters on my current work in progress, These Cursed Sands Between Us, which is a fantasy romance, my debut novel, which is coming out hopefully this summer. That's the plan. I'm at 18,492 words when I started the sprint. I'm not even done with the sprint and I'm at 18,589, so I did a bit. But I kind of just decided, I've been thinking this for a little while, where I wanted to swap my current first chapter with my chapter 2 and make chapter 2 my chapter 1, if that makes sense, because I am writing a dual POV fantasy romance, and so it alternates the perspective of the female main character and the male main character. I was starting it with the male main character's perspective, and then my second chapter was the female main character. She just kind of starts it off where I feel like we'd get a bit more perspective into the world rather than starting it with the male main character who pretty much knows nothing. Like he's very out of the loop with what's going on, so I feel like it might be better. Also, my female main character is the grumpy in the Grumpy Sunshine. She is snarky, she is sassy, feisty, she is she's got a lot of thoughts, and she's kind of a lot of fun to get in the headspace of. Her opening line too is much more interesting because the opening scene of my male main character it starts off slow and then the ending of that chapter super something big happens. So that's how I had it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be such an interesting first chapter. I feel like I was reminded by listening to some editors on TikTok who were just kind of don't forget that your first line of your book is so important. And so is, it sets the tone for the whole book, and you want people to be interested, So I was like, who's more interesting to start off the book? And it's my female character, Inara. She's the more interesting one to start. He has a very interesting, opening couple of chapters. A lot happens for him, but she's got a lot more going on in the first chapter. So we're gonna go with her. So I just decided to switch those. I actually just did it. I flipped them, and I've been writing in Vellum, which is what I use to format my books, but I've been writing a lot in here, and I've actually completely given up on writing in my Word document. I'm loving it. I'm literally formatting in real time, which is great, and it actually helps me with the writing process sometimes because I can kind of see how certain lines will hit in the book, and whether or not if you have kind of a dramatic line, you can kind of set it apart, and it's helping me a bit with the way I want it to look and come across, I guess, if that makes more sense. So I just switched that, and I just wanted to kind of document what I'm doing because I have a feeling I might hit 20,000 words today. We'll see. I'm almost at 19,000, so I feel like by the end of the day I'll probably hit 20k, which is so great because a week or two ago we were just hitting 10k. This is going great, guys. I'm so pumped. Yeah, this is going good. But what I decided to do that's a bit different, I'm trying to get these first 2 chapters as complete of a story, the full first draft that tells the whole story, because I want to send it off to my editor/alpha reader and get her thoughts. And yeah, because I think I like it a lot, but I would love to hear an outside perspective, and then I'll just keep moving with the story and kind of continue going through and getting the rest of the chapters ready. And after I finish these first 2 chapters and send them off to her, I'm going to kind of continue with that, I think, for a little while, because there's a lot left of my story to kind of draft out. I'm only on chapter 20. I need about 10 to 15 more chapters, but I know I'm missing some chapters with my female main character early on here. So when I'm looking at it over here, chapter 1 is my female main character. Chapters 2 through 5 are my male main character right now, and that's not gonna work. I need to be adding more of her in the beginning chapters. So I need to really work that whole section out. So a lot of the later stuff is pretty much done. I'm really kind of complete, I would say, from maybe like chapter 7 through 15 is really it's the full story is there, which is great. So I'm trying to get these beginning chapters, and like I need to throw in more of my female main character and kind of what she's doing, because when I had it starting with the male main character, it was easier to kind of follow his timeline and explain what he was doing, if that makes sense. So now I need to kind of figure out what she was doing during this time, because they're not together this whole time. Like, she needs to be doing stuff without him, if that makes sense, or her perspective of stuff, but not the same things that are happening. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's get to it. Just wanted to do an update. It is Saturday? Yeah, it's Saturday the 25th. And yesterday I got to 19,385 words, which is really exciting. So I'm super close to 20K. I already sent the first chapter over to my editor. She's gonna do kind of like an alpha read and give me her thoughts on that one. And I'm about to send, or today I'm gonna send chapter 2 to her as well. I went through and I actually printed out the first two chapters, and my chapter 2 needed the most work. So I did all the edits except for one section towards the end where I basically have 2 to 3 paragraphs that are written in, not in real time, they're just kind of like a summary of what happens. And so I need to take those paragraphs and rewrite them in real time with dialogue and, you know, action and stuff. And I kind of I changed up the ending to this a little bit, so I need to write the ending that way. It's about 11 on Saturday now. I wrote a couple words that I knew I wanted to, like a last note that I had on here. But for the last couple minutes, I was just reading through a chapter in The Assassin's Blade. There's a scene where they're in the desert and like a character is like racing a horse out of the desert. And so I just wanted to kind of read that because that's kind of something that's going to be happening in this scene for me. I wanted to see some examples, but I don't really that wasn't very helpful. So I think what will actually be more helpful is if I read through some more like major action scenes in SJM books, because I love the way she does very like dynamic action. It makes you feel like it's very cinematic. So I don't know, I feel like she does a great example of that. So I'm gonna kind of look at some of those examples and think about how I want to write this. Yeah, and I think I'll start with that scene first, and then I'm gonna go through and kind of like mess around with some stuff. I think I've kind of worked this out. I was very confused on this before, but I think I've worked it out, and I don't really know if I have like the mental stamina to keep working on this the rest of the day. I don't know. So I think once I finish this chapter and send it off to my editor and the end of my work for today, I do need to write about 700 something words to get to about 4,000 for the week, which is kind of, that would be my third week in a row writing over 4,000 words. So I kind of want to keep it at that because I like where that's going, and it's not that hard to get there. So I just had some lower days this week than I thought I would. I'm not really sure why, but it's going very well. So it's just kind of funny. It's like I felt like I had a really productive week, and then now it's like, oh, we didn't even hit the 4,000 words yet, and like I only had one day where I broke 1,000 words writing, where like the other weeks I've had multiple over 1,000 word days. So it's fine to write in like smaller chunks, but then it means I need to be writing more days a week. So it's Saturday, and I think this is the first time this month that I'm writing on a weekend. I have mostly been trying to write during the week and make it like a job type thing where you're like, okay, Monday through Friday I have to get X number of words written and devote this many hours to it. So that's been working great. So this is the first Saturday, but my husband is out. He's gonna be gone actually for the whole day, and so I have the time to do this. But I don't know, my brain is just like a little tired today. So I think I'm just gonna work on this and reread this chapter and send it off, and hopefully that gets me to 20K. So let's get going. Hello guys, today is Monday. I think I talked to you on Saturday because I thought I was gonna get a ton of writing done on Saturday. I wrote 12 words, and then I forgot I had plans and I didn't realize how early that was gonna be, and so I did not write anymore. I didn't write anymore. I only got 12 words in, but you know what? My phrase of the week was to making a tiny bit of progress every day. So I wrote 6 days a week instead of 5, which was the typical, and I got to a total of 3,245 words for the week. So it was definitely a good week. I got more the 2 weeks before, but it was very close. It's still like around the same amount. So the last couple weeks it was more like 4,000 and 5,000, but this one was over 3,000. So it's still good. So I'm not gonna beat myself up about it that I didn't finish, that I didn't get to 20K last week. Yesterday, Monday, today's not Monday, today's Tuesday. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Monday. Tuesday, March 28th, and yesterday I didn't write at all. Instead, I edited a YouTube video that went up today, which was me hitting 10,000 words in my work in progress, which is kind of crazy because now we're about to hit 20,000 words. So yeah, I had to do that. And I also had to take my sweet little puppy to the vet yesterday because she injured her little paw. I'll put a cute little picture here because she got this little like pink bandage wrapped. So that took up like a lot of the day, and I didn't realize that was how it was gonna go. So I was productive and was able to get my whole YouTube video edited and everything uploaded, and it went up today, which is great. So today I've already actually filmed a YouTube video. Today's been super busy and I haven't started writing yet today, so I'm going to do about 1 o'clock, and I have to bring my dog Holly to the vet at 3, so we only got a little bit of time, but I think I'm going to do at least 1 to 2 sprints because I really want to finish my chapter 2 that I've been editing. I sent all but I'm on the last 3 pages of this chapter. I'm going through and making sure like there's no summary and kind of like changing it to a more final version, and I've already sent all the other pages of this chapter chapter to my friend who's editing it. She hasn't touched the 2 chapters yet, but she has it and hopefully we'll talk about it this week. So I gotta finish this. I just got 3 pages left, but I'm pretty sure once I finish these 3 pages, we'll be really close to 20,000 if we won't have already hit 20,000. I'm at 19,400. So I have a feeling that this is gonna be a couple hundred words just to get this chapter done. And then my chapter 3 is a new chapter that I haven't written yet. So if I want to start that a little bit, I could, and then we'll hopefully get to 20,000. So let's get to writing.
Just where it was needed, gleaming black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing, faces merge and change, but your face remains the same. Swallows will be here by the door. When we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. A significant life, just what it was needed, clean in the blackest night, cloistered in injustice dead, and in the eyes of time, nobody's losing.
So I just finished the chapter. I'm going to read through it one more time to make sure I like it enough before I send off this ending. The bummer of this whole thing is that I just wrote hundreds of words, but I also deleted hundreds of words. So I am at 19,747 words, and I started this sprint on 19,715 words. So it looks like I did nothing, but I deleted hundreds of words. But I think we're at the place that I wanted to be. I had to change the ending entirely. I had to cut out a whole scene, but this is a better ending, so it's all good. Yeah, that kind of sucks when that happens. I really hate it. So now I think I'm kind of done with it. I'm gonna reread these last couple paragraphs I wrote to make sure I didn't put any extra words or things that don't make sense. Then I'm gonna send it off to my editor. Then she will have the first 2 chapters, which is really exciting. So I probably will not be writing anymore after that because it's already about 2:30 and I have to leave the house before 3, so very little time left. I don't know when I'm gonna hit 20k. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'll let you know when I hit it because I need about 300, a little under 300, more like 200 and something words left. 250 words left. It's good. I'm so excited for when it's done.
When the stars glow bright, the summer's old, in the misty bright moonlight.
Exciting update is I just hit 20,000 words. It's only been a little bit since I last updated. It's about 5 o'clock. I got back from taking my dog to the vet and I ended up just working on the next chapter, my chapter 3, which was starting from scratch. And I crossed the 20,000 threshold. I'm at 20,248 words. So we crossed that. That was my 4th sprint for the day. I find it takes me like 4 sprints to really get going. I am super pumped that I got here. I have had to delete a lot in this, and I know I still have a lot to delete, so I think I'm going to work on chapter 3 a bit more. But then I'm actually going to go through my chapter 4 and chapter 5. I know I've written things like in kind of a hot mess way. Like there's a bunch of summaries and things in there that I'm gonna have to take out. So I don't think this vlog is over yet because I have a feeling I am going to jump below the 20,000 mark very quickly and will need to keep writing. But for right now, we have hit 20,000 words, which is very exciting. I'm pumped, but I want to do more and I'm going to. So we're gonna do that now. We're gonna do a little more writing.